Hello and welcome back to Southview House Exotic. So today we are at a Haskins garden centre, which is also known as Forest Lodge, and this is just outside of Borden in Hampshire. So they have a really good little selection here of houseplants. So everything I would say is displayed really well. They've got some good kind of bromeliads and orchids and cactus and all kinds of things like that. But yeah, all the plants are in very good health and well kind of looked after, certainly in this section of the store. So this is quite a big garden centre, offering quite a wide range of different plants. And today we're going to have a look to see what tropical plants we have. So this colocasia metallica, which is a little bit more unusual, one I haven't kind of seen around unless sort of in a specialist nursery. They have the Enseti ventricosum morellii, decent sized plants here, looking really healthy. A little bit tricky to overwinter these plants. They generally like to either be dry stored or kept in a pot, but basically you just got to keep them from being too wet in winter. Little selection here of cannas, all in good health and no signs of any canna virus or anything like that. And some really good colours, so nice strong plants there. Musibashius, £15 here. Looking a little bit, some of the older leaves are a little bit kind of burnt off and everything, but not bad for 15 quid. A little selection of hostas. Again, what's really odd about this garden centre is they have this sort of covered area, as you can see there. But it's not like they've put all their shady plants under cover and all their full sun stuff outside. There's quite a lot of plants kind of in the wrong location. There's a lot of people going around watering plants with hose pipes as well, so they don't seem to have that sort of blanket irrigation. Here we've got little packs of sort of succulents on there. Very expensive for the Trachycarpus fortunii here, and quite yellow looking, which you'll see later on in the video as well. They've got quite a few palms that are looking not at their best. £28 for a 2 litre Agapanthus. Gorgeous colour, I must say, really interesting there, but very expensive for what it is. And that you'll see a lot of the plants I think are expensive here. Plant here you don't see very often, a fafugium. I think they get eaten by the slugs quite a lot. And over here we have some more musibashius. These are £25, slightly bigger than the other ones, but probably not worth the extra tenner on there. The Musa Ever Red, 30 quid, so quite expensive, but quite a one that you don't see very often, and quite good specimens. But I'll leave it up to you guys whether you think that's worth £30. And here we have some formiums. Again, it's sort of at this point we sort of realise when we're walking around that everything is around about £20 to £30 for whatever you kind of buy on there as well. But a good selection of different colours. A very expensive Fatsia spider's web at 40 quid for the size, and camouflage I think were 30 quid. But yeah, then here we've got a little bit more selection of some unusual variants of cannas and some more of the ventricosum morellii there. So looking like quite healthy plants though. And here we have their kind of cordyline selection, and most of these were kind of 20 quid upwards. Some of the ones in the bigger pots were like 30, 40 quid. Good selection of colours again, but for me, compared to the local garden centre, they're like twice the price. This is one you don't see very often, Emerald Star, with really nice thick leaves on it, very tropical looking. I'm not sure how hardy this one is, but a really nice looking plant. And if it isn't that hardy, then it could be put in a pot and brought in nearer to the house or in a greenhouse or something over winter. But I just don't have space for any of those sort of things anymore. Here, this was the reduced section for the formiums. Some of them were very expensive, but in bigger pots. And then we've got tree ferns. This one said that it's a 5-foot tree fern, but actually it's 6 foot tall. So yeah, and again, the problem I have with the way they display them is they've got these out in absolute full sun, no cover whatsoever. They're sat on concrete, and although there's evidence they've been watered for the little puddles at the bottom, all the ferns are right outside in the full sun, so everything looks a little bit yellow and a bit kind of crispy. And yeah, these are very expensive, I think, for what they are. You're looking at 280 quid for a smaller one and £500 for a big one. And although they've leafed up, they may not be the best quality. Here, these looked really interesting. No price on these, but these were all kind of like doubles, which were really cool looking. And then they've got all their smaller ones here, like the 1 foots, 2 foots, 3 foots. And yeah, it's ultra close up here, showing the detail of these sort of root systems. The way they grow is really fascinating. And generally, a bit of water down the middle of the crown is the best way to kind of, in a heat wave, keep these hydrated and give them a good spray all round. And yeah, again, these are not kind of put in the best position, really. Quite exposed, a lot of sunshine, and yeah, there's the opportunity for them to all dry out. And as you can see from the bamboo here, these are all quite yellow as well, and yeah, not looking their best. So I think, considering they are expecting top dollar for these plants, they're very expensive, I think, for what they are. They're not actually in the best of health either. A few green ones on this side, which are protected from the fence there, on that one as well. But overall, I think, you know, they had a few different varieties at this garden centre. It's worth having a look round, but not necessarily travelling miles to go and see. And here we have some more Trachycarpus fortunii, the bigger ones, because they're so expensive, 120 quid. They've been here, it said on the label, that 2024, so they've been around a while. A few Tetrapanax Papyrifera Rex at £40. That's kind of an okay price for them. The bigger one was 70 quid, I believe. Yeah, and a little bit bigger trunk on them, but they are quick growing. But you don't often see these advertised in most garden centres, so it's good to see them. And if you need to get hold of one, then this place did have them. So I hope you've enjoyed this little tour around the garden centre, and I'll see you guys on the next one.